You can hardly ignore it. The world today is becoming more chaotic by the day. The war between Israel and Palestine, the Russia-Ukraine issue, 2 assassination attempts on Donald Trump, the massive P. Diddy case, and conspiracy theories flying around with every global event. It feels like things aren't getting any better and as if we're rapidly spiraling downward. Again, coincidence or not? The biggest conspiracy theory today is undoubtedly the New World Order. In a secret society that has allegedly been pulling the strings of society in secret for years, planning every war and orchestrating every major event in human history with one ultimate goal in mind: absolute control and power over the world with one state, one religion, and one leader. But is this theory true? And if it is, and humanity finds out, how much chaos is this world yet to face? Well, we guarantee you one thing: the world and all of humanity is absolutely not ready for it and has no idea what's coming. Today we discuss, what if humanity found out we were being ruled by hypothetical secret order/cabal? And hold on tight. This will surprise you and perhaps even shock you. First of all, what exactly does this theory entail? The Illuminati is a term often used to refer to a supposed secret organization that controls the world. But has this order really existed? Well, crazy enough, yes. Originally founded in the 18th century in Bavaria, Germany, as a group of intellectuals and freethinkers, the concept of the Illuminati has taken a darker turn over the years. More and more people around the world believe that this group secretly operates to make important decisions, plan wars, and manipulate other global events, all with the ultimate goal of gaining absolute control over humanity. And it gets even crazier. According to believers of this theory, there are even famous people involved. Supporters of the theory point to major former U.S. presidents like Obama or George Bush, who is believed to be behind the 9/11 attacks. But even Hollywood is not safe. Beyonce, Jay-Z, and also P. Diddy are not spared from the accusations of many people who suspect them of participating in a secret order. They are said to function as puppets of the real world rulers, people we've never seen or heard of. To make things even more bizarre, all of these people are believed to be under the direct control of occult forces, engaging in rituals and devil worship. First of all, we start with a topic that might already feel familiar to you in today's world: division and chaos. Imagine a world where the deep fractures we already see around us grow wider as people find themselves pulled into 2 camps over the truth of an invisible elite. This kind of divide, one we may already recognize, could intensify, leaving society polarized in a way we've never seen before. Families, friends, and entire communities could split, forced to pick a side. Those who believe in the existence of the Illuminati would view others with suspicion, while skeptics would dismiss these beliefs as pure fantasy. The once unifying threads of our society might unravel, giving way to fear and mistrust. And as chaos mounts, public spaces, once lively and social, would become battlegrounds of opinion, where every encounter carries an underlying tension and every voice seems to shout over the next. We'd likely see waves of protests, confrontations, and rising paranoia. People might look at each other differently, wondering who among them could be complicit. This fear could spiral, with some drawn to join radical groups, hoping to take a stand while others try to foster peace through new initiatives. In a world suddenly aware of a hidden force allegedly shaping events, the scramble to understand what's real could leave society broken, shaken, and on an uncertain path to rediscovery. Division and chaos would no longer just be concepts, but the very atmosphere we breathe. And this brings us to the next point: mass protests and rebellion. Protests would undoubtedly become a primary way for people to express their outrage. Massive demonstrations filled with people demanding the unmasking of this hypothetical secret society would become a familiar sight. Activists and everyday citizens would join forces in peaceful sit-ins and marches, drawing attention to the issues they're fighting to expose. Social media would serve as a powerful tool to coordinate these movements, igniting a global discussion. But more on social media later. The call for transparency would spread like wildfire. People would push for radical changes in the political system, demanding new elections and government reforms. While some protests would remain peaceful, others might escalate into violent resistance against authorities, especially if the police respond with force. Each clash would widen the gap between the government and its people, leading to even greater social unrest. It's an uncertain future, one where the quest for truth and justice sits at the heart of a volatile struggle, where each choice and action could spark a turning point that would either bring freedom or fuel chaos. And what about the political reaction? Imagine the moment people discover that their political leaders are merely puppets of this secret cabal. The initial reaction would be one of despair and disbelief. Betrayal would hang heavy in the air, especially for those who once believed in the integrity of their elected representatives. Trust in the government would plummet, and public outrage would boil over as politicians faced the fury of their constituents. Scandals that were once buried would emerge, unraveling the fabric of political trust even further. In the midst of this chaos, a wave of political movements focused on transparency and democratic reform would rise. Citizens would unite, fervently seeking new leaders who stand apart from this secretive elite. The cry for a system change would resonate through the streets, igniting passion and hope among the populace. Yet this revelation could also give birth to extremist factions, with groups advocating for violent uprisings as the only means to oust the current power structures. As frustration festers, radicalization would surge. Some individuals would gravitate toward militias and other organizations that view violence as a righteous path. This turmoil would create a political landscape rife with fear, where each government action is scrutinized under a magnifying glass and no one feels safe from potential repercussions. The demand for new elections, a new system, and complete transparency would become deafening, echoing through the nation. In this fractured reality, ideological battles would erupt, tearing apart communities as people cling to their beliefs. The struggle for truth would evolve into a fight for survival, as the very essence of democracy hangs in the balance. Would the people rise together to reclaim their power, or would they fall prey to the chaos that threatens to consume them? And what about social media? The role of social media would be crucial in these scenarios. In a world where people realize they might be manipulated, social media would grow into a powerful platform for both information and disinformation. This is already something that is happening. Instagram, TikTok, and X would be used to disseminate news as well as to spread rumors and conspiracies. People would use hashtags like hashtag Cabal Exposed or hashtag Wake Up to mobilize and raise awareness. Every click and tweet would have the potential to unleash a wave of change. But with this excitement comes the darker side, the spread of false news and conspiracy theories. In an instant, lies could spread like wildfire, making it almost impossible for many to distinguish the truth from falsehoods. This would create an atmosphere of fear and distrust, where people accuse each other of colluding with the elite or maintaining the system. Combined with the rise of AI, this could plunge the world into even more total confusion. Psychologically, the impact of social media would also be enormous. While some would feel empowered by joining this larger movement, others would feel overwhelmed by the constant flow of information. The digital world could push them into a spiral of emotional exhaustion, a phenomenon known as activist burnout, where the struggle against this hypothetical secret society becomes too much to bear. The big question remains: can social media truly change the world, or do they merely contribute to the chaos? And the even bigger question is, if all of this is true, is the world and humanity even ready to rise up against this secret movement? How will the world respond? And are there more potential scenarios? Well, we can guarantee you that there certainly are. Did you find this interesting? Subscribe to our YouTube channel and like this video, and we promise a part 2 on the question, what if the world found out that we are being ruled by a secret elite? Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.